But I know the same thing that made people start looking in the direction of my channel is the same thing that made me start looking in the direction of doing that channel. And it's something I can't explain. It's something that you cannot put in a linear box and say, this is why it happened. Now, again, when they go back and write the history, they'll put something to it. They'll say that's what happened. But I know there's things beyond it that are happening, which is why, right, I say that as I was researching, or one of the things that brought me to my research was seeing that the way things are explained are not really how they happened. And that's only a piece of the story. And that there's an if you want to call it under or over, right, layer that when you put the two together, you see an entirely different picture. And it comes from, or comes closer to that 360 that you were speaking of, than if you were to just say, this is how this is, da, da, da. So I can't tell you why everybody is looking in this direction, right? Because everybody at the same time is deciding to question what they were taught and pursue their very specific truth. Their very specific truth. I don't know why it's happening, but I know it's profound, and I think everybody who is who watches my channel or interested or pursues it in their own different way, keep going. There's something building.
I love that. There is something building. I believe I can feel it. My brother. I can feel it. Because when so many people like this are having this thought, this refusal of the status quo that have been, which have not led us to the right place, which has kept us where we are, it means something is in the making. And I think as Africans, we have a chance to be able to rewrite our history the way that we want it. Not because we want to make favor to someone else. And to do this, of course, all of us are going to have the chance to find this knowledge, to seek for it, not only in the first square that this is the only way you have to go. No, that is not the only way you have to go. You can go this way. The North is established by some people who, according to them, it makes sense. But if we turn the North Pole to another side, then it might not make sense to them. So it's not in their interest to do that.
Right.
So it depends on who is telling the story and for whom. So I think in this sense, African people need to make a I don't say we need to make a choice, no doubt about that, and we need to be able to pursue our own truth according to how it reflects us.
Yes.
So, like you said, keep going. If you feel it, keep going. Now, let's talk about something that I found very important in the course of your explanation, which is spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something about the Igbo spirituality. I see that you cover that a lot.
Yeah. So there's a lot to be said. If there wasn't, I wouldn't have much of a channel, right? But there's a lot to be said. There's something in what you said that actually adds on to my own answer, right? And it's that each person is going to explain things their own way. So that, no, why do I say this? So one of the things that's fascinating about Igbo spirituality is you'll find that whatever it is you think that our ancestors, and when I say our, I mean Africa, right? But I'm going to begin from the one I know. So when I say, so our ancestors, they didn't have this, didn't have that. Just wait, right? You will now come to find that they had that, but they had it in their own very specific way. So in looking into the spirituality, I'm growing as a person. I'm feeling it. I feel my own growth as a person, but I'm also growing as what I was to begin with, which was a history fan, a fan of history, someone who just is obsessed with learning about the events of the past and so forth. One of the things you come to learn is that as African people, and let me say Igbo specifically, as far as Igbo culture goes, there were no separations between this is government, this is spirituality, this is church time, this is non-church time. Things were not done that. Everything lived together in this big organic space, right? If you look at the way we cook our soups at home, right? Everything goes into the pot. Everything goes into one place. You come to the West, and then your carrots are over here, and the meat is over here. And it's a different way of thinking, right? But us, anyway.
Hold it there. You're going to continue from there. What about medicine? I know we're going to come to that. Even in the way that we treat also our body, is not the eyes or the head, is the whole of the body.
the whole. And
So I'm coming to you. Please go on this. Your
yeah,
explanation
yeah.
make a lot of sense.
So the way in if you want to learn the way or what I've been able to learn, you have to realize that we do things differently. So I get to say Igbo spirituality, right? But that actually means I get to cover every single thing imaginable because it was not separated from the spiritual, right? Eating is spiritual, walking is spiritual, footpaths are spiritual, just like a road. There's it wasn't a matter of this is the spirituality and we're going to do it on Sunday, then you go do whatever, you come back and do spirituality on Sunday, right? You don't do spirituality. It's in everything. It's not a matter of saying this tree is spiritual. It's a matter of saying what is the spirit of this tree? What is the spirit of this space right here? What is the spirit of looking at a vacuum cleaner, this vacuum cleaner, that kind of thing? And just understanding the world from this space where things are not as delineated and pieced apart and so forth. Your example is perfect. Medicine, right? When you heal in the traditional way, you don't just take something and walk away. You're also going to be prescribed lifestyle changes, right? Take this on this specific day, right? You're going to take this on Eke Day. You're going to take this on Oriye Day. And I'll use an example. So in my research library, that I make available to my patrons, there's a story of a woman who goes to Adibia, and she is having a hard time having children. So he gives her medicine, right, that would enhance her fertility, of course. But then she recommends that she needs to sacrifice, I think, a goat. Could be goat or chicken, one of them. Sacrifice a goat and prepare a feast for the children of that community. And when the children come to eat, entertain them, right? Entertain them. So what is he doing? There is an issue with her fertility, and it resonates on a physical level and a spiritual level. And the entertaining and the feeding of children went hand in hand in her solution because there was no separation between them. The body was not a separate thing from the spirit. If I break my elbow, my entire arm is going to move differently. If I put on a cast, my entire arm is going to move differently, that kind of thing. But we take it even further, that if you are not able to have children, look in the spiritual space and then look in the physical space. And what you will ultimately end up doing is walking with those two legs in order to find your solution, right? So that's a perfect example. Now I get to talk about medicine and science and healing, but I'm actually talking about spirituality, that kind of thing. So
it's very interesting, It's very interesting. And we must keep talking about it. If you find value in what you do, you must keep talking about it. You must keep doing it. I find a lot of value doing this about us, about where we are coming from. So that is why I keep doing it. Now, you were talking about Ekede. Okay, some of the days that you were making mentioning there. Now, in my place, in Assam, we have basically our week is 5 days.
Okay.
And these 5 days, we have Edugbo, which is the day you can go to the farm every other day, but that is a particular day for farm. But that is the day we call Edugbo. Edeki. You can do market every other day, little market, but that is the day they do the main market in Uromi, for example. So, I'm referring to our part of Esana, Uromi, okay, if you want to put it like that, the specific village where I'm coming from. So we have the day that you go to the market, which is Edekule. Edeze. This day, you can still do every other thing, but you don't go to farm. If you are a woman who has lost the husband, you're not supposed to go to farm. There are a lot of explanation to be done there. We might not know to go in detail. I'm actually bringing this, so I want to ask you if there is something similar there, because you did make mention of days, no? Then we have the day to go to the small market. We have the day to relax. Get it? So if you look at the week now set up, you see that life was supposed to be balanced actually. Yeah. Because that day they say you shouldn't go to the farm. You're supposed to rest, no? Mm-hmm. So now we are bringing spirituality into it. We are bringing a little bit of market, a little bit of food, a little bit of dancing. Everything actually is together. There is no separate in it.